YouTubers. Just wanted to do a quick update on the project and where we're at. It's obviously a long-term project. I've had the van since 2003 or 2004. It's been through a lot of different phases. Currently, if you've been following, I'm essentially upgrading the motor from a 1.6 turbo diesel to a 1.9 turbo diesel from an A97 Jetta, an AAZ motor. While I was doing that, the van is basically stored at my parents' house, or the bus. So while I was doing that, I didn't have a lot of time to go over there, so I decided to start tackling more of the electronics, which I had previously rewired it with a Mark II fuse panel and kind of my own, kind of patched it into the bus, I guess you could say. I just wasn't really happy with it. It was working, and I probably could have just left it, maybe cleaned it up a bit, but I went down the rabbit hole and have essentially pulled out everything from the bus. So having pulled out everything, I kind of needed to start from scratch. I could have bought a new main loom off the internet and stuff, but just figured I would build up my skills and figure out how to do it all myself. So this video is just kind of a focus on pulling out the old loom, the original 76 Volkswagen Westfalia Wiring Loom. So there's a bit of videos on that. Excuse my heavy breathing, it was a little trickier than I imagined. And then basically from there, I didn't do much footage of putting it back in. I did no footage of putting it back in. It was hard also to put the new one back in. I got some help from family. My dad and my brother helped me a little bit there, but definitely a lot of tugging. And it got caught in a few areas, and the sheathing's a little damaged, but at the end of the day, it's run where it's supposed to go. I think I might need to tweak it a bit too and maybe pull it out a bit more. But you can kind of see where I'm at least in that regard. The plan is, now that the loom is in, I'm finishing off my fuse panel, which will go up front also. And then I'm also going to be working on wiring in the engine bay fuse panel, which I finished off recently but haven't done a video on. It's kind of the generic 6 relay fuse and relay panel from eBay. The one that I'm putting up front in the dash has 16 relays, maybe more, and 24 fuses. It's a big one. Obviously I've increased the complexity of the van's wiring, so that's why it's been updated. A lot of you are probably following along to see how the dashboard progresses. I've had to kind of reprioritize things. Obviously the dashboard's useless without a running vehicle, so I needed to get the engine in, get that done. It is installed. I just need to get the fluids in and make it operate. Then I needed to get the engine bay fuse panel going, which is now completed. I just need to wire it in or finalize it. Then the main harness, which is now in, so that's great. Now I'm bouncing back to the main fuse panel up front. So I will hopefully be back on the dashboard project soon. Kind of seems like it's lining up to be more of a winter project again. I ended up picking up an extra Raspberry Pi 4. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet, but I may integrate it into the bus. I might also just use that as a spare for testing. I'm redesigning how I'm going to be having the dash in there. I think I'm going to go a little more clean and just put the screens in it, rather than the whole Mark II dashboard. So hopefully I'll be doing some updates on that soon. But for now, it's just kind of back to the basics with getting the bus startable, back on the road, I guess you could say. So without further ado, now you get to see me pulling wires, and we go from there. Alrighty, so I'm going to remove the harness here that isn't being used, as well as cut the taillight harness, probably down there somewhere, and I'll hopefully be able to pull it all the way back through. We'll see. Wish me luck. Alright, so let's cut these guys. So we got this guy down here. So that should be all the rear lights, turn signals, side markers, license plate light. Hopefully I'm right there. I'm gonna try and pull it all the way through there somehow. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll get that one off. Fuel line. Gas gauge, I should say. It's gonna go back to the engine control module now, but I will clip it here. Alrighty, so on the bus here, you can see that piece there is the loom. Branches off to the starter, which is all loose here because I obviously was doing the engine swap. And then you can see up ahead here, there's a tab there that it was locked into. Open that up, and there was another tab down there. Open that up, and then it goes straight shot into the tube. So I'm gonna have to go up front. Well, I'm pulling it from up front, but hopefully there's not much more tabs. Obviously, it's finish paint down here, but anyways, so hopefully I can get this to come through pretty easily. Let's see, you can kind of see, and it's up in there somewhere. Okay, I'll check back. Alright, I wish I had a GoPro. I don't. So here I am starting to pull down the wiring. And it's right there. Let's see how this goes. I just pulled it up through the wheel well here for now. Okay. Steps. I'll pull this out through now. Hopefully. Oh, wow. There's something there. Jeez. Oh shoot. This is when I remember I forgot to tie my rope. Yikes. Crap. Okay. So, right, okay. Rewind. Well, guess what's on here then, eh, folks? Should be able to figure out the rest. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. Okay. So, there, it's right there. It's supposed to be tied on the end of the loom. Dope. Alright, rope, strong. I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, tried to attach it here to the end. We'll see if it stays on for the ride, but hopefully I'll get this to pull up through to the dash. Wish me luck. Alright, welcome to Spidersville. One of my bus hasn't been moved in a while. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. The tube is up there. That's it there. That is off. Whatever. It is. She's tight. She's real tight. This could prove to be a problem. That's it right there. Metal tube. Oh, no, it's metal. It must be metal. Okay. Let me figure this out. Okay, bye. Here you can see me laying out my wiring loom in my kitchen. Here's it kind of bundled together. You can see the engine fuse panel, a couple extra wires. Here's me trying to route it all. It's a big vehicle, so it's kind of mixed results. Here's the wiring wrap I used in the end. It's like a PVC kind of wrap that goes over it. There it is, kind of all sheathed a bit. And here's me on hyper speed using my hot air rework station to shrink it. I ended up borrowing my brother's heat gun because it was just a little more efficient, but this did the job, just a slow process. So, and it's probably like at least 10 feet or so that I did, so it took a little while, but this is the sheathing that ended up getting a little ripped up when I pulled it through the tube on the bus, but it served its purpose, I suppose you could say, protecting the wiring, so worked out alright. Here's some pictures of the completed wiring harness. So I did have a fabric loom and then the heat sink over top, or heat shrink over top. Alrighty, so believe it or not, this is a sign of progress. I was able to successfully pull the new wiring harness through the main tube, where the old one had been. It wasn't without its challenges. I had to go fish it all the way underneath. And here we can see, ta-da! So it comes out there. I've got a bit of extra length right now, so that's good. I'm going to feed the taillights into this plug here, either route it up there or down below where it kind of was originally. We'll see. So that'll be the taillights. I've got my twisted pair here for my can line, so that'll go to the engine control module. I've got a thicker gauge wire here for the auxiliary battery, so that's going to go over here somewhere. So that'll feed up front, so I'll have some auxiliary battery power up front. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that on the radio yet or not, but we'll see. I've got the big old thick line here. That's 4-gauge welding wire. That's going to be for the fuse panel up front. So that's going to go into this guy here. So it's a little tight with that, but that's the idea there. So I'll have the 4-gauge line feeding up into that one. So that'll be fused then all the way up to the front. Should hopefully provide enough power. It's a way beefier than it used to be originally, but I got more electronics. So, and then otherwise I've got about 6 wires here for lights, 3 super thin wires for triggers. I'm hoping they work, because if they don't, I have to redo things. But yeah. Oh, I also have my, where is it? Somewhere in here. Ran my reverse AV line. So that goes front to back now too. So that's going to go up through here and join this guy. Obviously there's the license plate powering down there, and then this will feed the rear light. I've just got that hooked up to key battery. I'm going to hook it up to key battery so it's always on when the battery's on, so I can flip to it if I want to. But yeah, that was a lot of pulling and tugging. Had some help from family for a little bit of it, but finished it off on my own today. Yeah, slow progress as per usual with this project. Still have a lot of work to do. Got to put the fluids in, oil, transmission oil also. Got a serpentine belt for it fitted also. Got to put in the coolant. It's empty right now, and see what leaks. Also, obviously, have to finish wiring up everything. But yeah, we're making progress slowly and surely. So hopefully I have some more updates soon. Thanks. Bye.